with yellow and weighed in officially at 146.6 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, USA, by way of Oakland, California. He is undefeated with 32 wins. 15 of his 32 wins come by way of knockout. He is the former undisputed lightweight world champion and the former WBC super lightweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Devin the Dream Haney. And his opponent across the ring in this championship contest, he is the defending champion. Fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing brown and beige and weighed in officially at 146.12 pounds. Hailing from Decatur, Georgia, USA, he brings an undefeated record with 28 wins. 22 of his 28 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked #1 by Ring Magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBO welterweight champion of the world, known as the Assassin 2, Brian Norman Jr.
Gentlemen, you received instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
Boy, they both got the eye of the tiger, don't they? And Devin Haney looks fantastic at 147 pounds.
This is the best and most muscular I've ever seen Devin Haney. Maybe the weight was draining him at 135 and 140. We're going to find out right now because he's dealing with the real welterweight puncher and champion in Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah, Devin Haney won his first title at 135, won another title at 140, but he was killing himself even at that weight. I remember interviewing him after the press conference for the Ryan Garcia fight, and he was wobbly. He was so weight trained.
All right, look, man, I'm gonna say it right now. Yes, Devin Haney looks great. Yes, he is experienced. Yes, he is a champion. But we're gonna find out if he can take a punch at welterweight.
Yep. He looked rather skittish in his last fight against Jose Ramirez. Did not want to engage much. Stayed at distance, picked his spots, won in what appeared to be a very easy decision win over Jose Ramirez. But he's got to work a lot harder to beat Brian Norman.
Yeah, man. If you can't take a punch, you cannot be on the championship level for long.
Don't forget, Brian Norman's been dropped too. He was dropped last year by Boca Chica in round 1.
Yeah, but you know, whenever you're as aggressive as Norman coming in, he got caught coming in. His own momentum actually helped Boca Chica.
Yeah, Haney started out his career knocking out 13 of his first 19 opponents. Since then, his last 10 fights have all gone the distance.
So far, so good for Haney. He needs to offset the aggression of Brian Norman Jr. That should be the game plan. Jab, jab to the chest, to the gut, move around in circles, stay off the ropes. These are all the things that Haney needs to do to control a puncher like Norman Jr.
There was a left hook, Mike. That could be the money punch.
Absolutely, it was the money punch for Ryan Garcia, and Brian Norman has a damn good left hook. You know, he offered was probably the front runner for knockout of the year in June against Jin Sasaki in Tokyo.
Yeah, Norman will tell you, it wasn't just a knockout of the year, it's a knockout of the decade.
Haney needs to be first if he wants to dictate and control this fight. He needs to be first. He needs to dictate. He can't let Norman come in first. He can't be a counter puncher this entire fight.
Norman got a little offended when people said, hey, Devin's the better boxer, he's got better feet. He said, no, man, I actually have better feet and the better jab. Whatever you think he's better at than me, I promise you, I'm better.
Norman Jr. doesn't get credit for the timing and the punch selection, the combinations, and the way he cuts off the ring. Look at how he's going to cut off the ring. That's going to be key tonight as well, because Haney's going to have the faster feet, but Norman definitely has the heavier hands.
And look at the back of Norman's trunks. The WBO patch is upside down. Hopefully that's not a bad omen.
Well, he wants to turn this career of Devin Haney upside down. Here at 147 pounds.
Right there.
Yep. holding on.
See, this is what I don't want to see from Haney. You know, he got hit with a glancing shot, and he's over-grabbing. He's making it seem like he doesn't want to get touched at all. You're bound to get hit in this sport. I didn't like the way he responded to Ramirez, over-moving, over-exaggerating anytime Ramirez hit.
Even if you run into him and put your hands up and get the shit out of him. Get the bucket. Just jab him. Your jabs are too short. They're not trying to hit it. You just throwing that shit out there for the bait. I step to him with that shit. You see you step to him with it, what happened? Make sure you breathe. I heard you breathe. Good job. You understand? Step to him. Run into him and hit the body with it. He don't hit hard. He don't counter punch. I already told you that. He's trying to that. He's trying to hit you in the back of the head on the break. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, look, come on with it, man. Because he ain't really sure of himself now. He can test it up with your lead hand, man. 2s and 3s, he's going to try to drive with the lead.
Just take it to him. Take it to him. Keep the distance. Keep everything going. Keep paying him high and low. High and low. High and low. High and low.
Until you get what you want.
You had to be.
Second down, round 2.
Round 2. And Sergio, what did you think of Haney's first fight at 147 pounds? Do you think he's just maybe trying to see what Norman's power feels like a little bit before getting a little more involved?
Well, he's only 3 rounds in his welterweight debut, so I haven't seen enough. But I want to see how he's going to react when he does get hit. 3 minutes.
You said 3 rounds.
Sorry, 3 minutes in.
Fair enough, Sergio. It is 4:20 in the morning here.
4:20.
Uh-oh. Not here, Mike.
This fight was a virtual pick-em with the betting odds. And
good shot there by Haney. That was a good check hook there. That caught the attention of Norman Jr.
Good jab to follow it up there for Haney.
Haney's arch enemy, Ryan Garcia, just tweeted that he bet $50,000 on Haney to win.
Well, most people believe if Norman Jr. wins, it's going to be by knockout. If Haney wins, it'll be by decision. What was your official prediction on this one, Sergio?
Norman Jr., but right now, I love that check hook that Haney landed. It shook up Norman Jr., man. I want to see that again because he hasn't really punched with aggression since then. And that's what happens when you have a really hard punching, aggressive fighters are always on the front foot. You don't need to really be a hard puncher to meet them with their own momentum, with their own strength.
Credit to Devin Haney, who did not want to tune up at 147. He went right after a world title.
Not just a world title holder, but the #1 guy at 147, according to the ring.
Are you kidding me? Nice check. Jr. Incredible!
I'm telling you, he shook him with that left hook. The monster's hurt. The assassin is rocked right now.
Haney's going to jump on him right now.
Haney looking for his first knockout in 7 years. Can he do it in the most dramatic fashion possible? He's fired away.
He's going right for the kill.
This is not the Devin Haney we know. He looks like a killer in there. The referee's holding it back. He's chomping at the bit. And maybe it's Haney that'll end it with a left hook. Norman is not throwing back. Who would have predicted this in round 2? Pouring out of his nose.
Go back to the jab of your Haney. Do not overload on these punches. Brian Norman Jr. is just biding his time to catch him with that check hook.
This would be one of the most unlikely knockouts we've seen in a long time.
And there's that hook by Norman Jr. Haney better go back to discipline, I'm telling you.
Norman's untested on the top level, and he's finding out right now.
Remember, Devin Haney dropped Regis Prograis and let off the gas. He didn't go for the kill, but tonight he's got that fire in his eyes. What a round for Devin.
Give me that ring. Give me a win ring. Goddamn. Win ring. No, like that. No. Whoop his head. You sure you all right? Take time.
Nice check hook, but Norman Jr. was hurt before that punch landed right there. Earlier in the shot, earlier in this round, he got hit with a check left hook. Right on the money right there. You could see how the knees buckled and betrayed the assassin right there. Devin Haney, the dream's not known for being a puncher, while he just put an assassin down on the canvas.
And again,
wow.
Devin Haney, like I said, he's weight trained to 140. At 147, I think he's a lot stronger and he's not exhausted from the weight.
I'm becoming a believer now.
I want you to see what kind of bounce he is. Listen, even with one hand. Touch that body.
Bill Haney telling Devin to go downstairs, touch the body. We're about to find out what Brian Norman Jr. is made of.
Exactly, Todd. Well said, because when it comes to monster punchers, they're not accustomed to being at the bad end of being punished. How is he going to react?
Norman already bloody. Blood coming from the nose.
I think he's just shell-shocked right now. He can't believe what hit him.
Exactly, and that's what takes away the confidence from monster punchers. When they go into a fight thinking that a boxer can't punch and they get hurt, that intimidates them twice.
Devin Haney trying to become a 3-weight world champion. And he might do it in style.
Norman Jr. got hurt and rocked and dropped way too early in this fight. Those cobwebs are going to continue lingering as this fight goes on. Haney just needs to be disciplined, patient, and smart. That punch will be there again.
Haney telling us this week, I'm on a different level than this guy. And so far in this fight, he has been. Another jab.
That was a good left hook from Norman.
Yep. Norman needs something to build his confidence back up.
Yes, he does.
Another right hand from Haney. Norman walked right into it.
Good shot.
Yep, Sergio, you said earlier when he got dropped by Boca Chica, it was his own momentum, and it's happening again.
Yep, that's what happens when it comes to these killers, man. When they're not experienced on the top level, they get over aggressive and run into shots. There we go. That's what Devin Haney needs to do. Just pop that jab. Frustrate the killer. Let him run into that shot.
Sharp
Make him miss, make him pay.
Haney has one of the best jabs in boxing.
Devin Haney looking fantastic here at 147, but Norman showing signs of recovery here in round 3.
And Devin just barely missed with that same check left hook right now. That punch is going to be there again. Norman Jr. just doesn't have the upper body movement, doesn't have the instinct or the quick twitch muscle to get out of the way of that left hook. Too stiff is Norman Jr. And Haney just fluid right now, confident, flowing. Who would have thought Devin Haney would have a monster like Brian Norman Jr. on the back foot?
Yeah, Haney's just feeling the flow in there right now. Does not look bothered at all by the assassin.
That check hook's going to be there again. Devin Haney worked on that punch. You can see him looking for it again.
Now we doing this round by round, and we breaking this punk ass down. Great. Only thing that I need you to do is when you take that side, beg him to go that way, because remember, once we hit that, to see that shit. See what I'm saying? But you hit it with a combination, right hand hook. You know what I'm saying? So just keep it at 60. See what I'm saying? Drop on your stick hard to get there. But I'm saying our hand is up high. Here. Hands up high for the hook. Rick is over here. Rick is over here. We're going to split. Because he's standing up high. We're splitting with the hard.
Second round, round 4.
What did you think of that bounce back round for Brian Norman?
I think it was better than expected, because when you get hit that cleanly, you know, normally you don't shake off the cobwebs. Norman Jr.'s lucky that Haney is not a big puncher, but right now, at this weight, Haney does look like a puncher.
Makes you wonder, Sergio, how many fighters in boxing are fighting at the wrong weight?
Good point. Killing themselves to make weight. David Benavidez struggled mightily to make 168.
Good shot. Look at that power jab by Haney.
Haney always so comfortable in there. Just looks as smooth as you like. But a catastrophe averted for Norma Jr., at least so far, getting off the canvas, slowly getting his wits about him.
Norman Jr. struggles with fighters that have smart feet, that step back defensively. You know, I've seen some chinks in the armor of Brian Norman Jr. when he fought a fighter named Quinton Randall. You know, he was having issues, he was frustrated, and nothing special about Randall. But he stepped back, he kept the long punches, fought at range, and that's what Devin Haney's doing right now.
And a lot of people thought maybe Haney would run, so to speak, a little Tom and Jerry, but that has not been the case in this one.
And maybe this is the reason Team Haney took this fight. They saw the Achilles heel of Brian Norman Jr.
Not at all. And of course, you know, it's hard to fault Haney for being safety first after what happened against Ryan Garcia. That was the first fight back. This is a different story now. As nose continues to trickle from Brian Norman's.
Yeah, the jab of Haney's been relentless.
The jab of Haney's always relentless. That's his best punch. Check hook right there. That's keeping Brian Norman Jr. in check right now. Devin Haney just tamed an assassin with that check hook.
It's been a bloody night, huh? A lot of bloody noses.
Look at that. Beautiful. Double jab, slips that hook.
Haney just waiting for Norma to walk in on another punch. Jab to the body for Norma Jr.
Haney on the front foot. Continues to back up Norman Jr.
Let's check in with Claudia, who's with Jose Benavidez Sr.
We're here with Don Jose Benavidez. A very busy night. You've been in the ring already twice. How's your stamina?
Stamina's great. We've been running up and down. You know, we got to win and we got to draw. Now we got the main event, David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster. We're going to give you guys a great fight.
Well, this could be perhaps the most challenging fight for Benavidez.
I think it's one of the toughest fights in his career. I think we're facing Anthony Yarde, a guy that has a lot of heart, has a lot of talent, and he's coming for everything. This is the last, I believe that this will be his last opportunity to fight for a world title, and we're not going to give him that title. We're going to defend it. David's going to come victorious, and we're going to give the fans a great show.
Real quick, what does he need to focus on?
He needs to focus, just stay focused, use the jab, and, you know, we got to go to the body. We got to go to the body, control the fight, and take him to deep waters, and hopefully we can drown him.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, round 5. We're going to check Mike Coppinger's scorecard here in a minute. But surely Haney is in the lead, thanks in large part to that knockdown.
Haney's looking for a right hand over a lazy jab of Norman Jr. right now. You could see it by his right foot. He's on the tip of his shoulders looking for that right hand.
You know, Brian Norman's a really confident fighter. He's been confident all lead up to this fight, and he doesn't seem that way right now.
That's what happens when you take the tough guy away from the tough guy with punches like that.
Man, the jab again and blood comes out. That is a power jab. That's not a touch him jab.
And there's that right hand I'm looking for. Haney's looking for a right hand now. He checked him with a left hook. Now it's time for Norman to take that right hand.
How do you have it here, Mike?
Yeah, look, I gave Brian Norman the first round, obviously 10-8 with the knockdown in round 2 for Haney, and it's been all Haney ever since.
Let's check the fan zone. You've got it the same, 39-36. They gave the first round to Brian Norman Jr., so he still has a chance does Norman, but he's got to take it with the right hand, and you saw the happy feet there from Norman Jr.
Beautiful shot. That was a delayed jab followed by a right hand. That's a beautiful, well-timed right hand.
You know, in our last fight, Bam Rodriguez completely outclassed Puma Martinez. This is somewhat similar to that fight, even maybe more dominant.
Against another world champion in Norman Jr.
Seems like Norman's having a lot of trouble breathing out of that nose, Sergio.
Yeah, it could be broken. He's pawing at it, just like Puma Martinez was in the last fight.
Exactly, and this is the thing about Devin Haney, man. He's controlling. He's keeping that long range, keeping that jab in his face, and checking him with that right hand. Look at that pivot, right to the middle of the ring. That's ring generalship. That's the right hand I'm talking about right there.
When you can't breathe through your nose, your mouth has to open up, and that could spell disaster. That's how you get your jaw broken.
This is looking a lot like that Regis Prograis fight, only more confidence from Haney and more aggression. You don't want a guy like him to get into his rhythm.
That was the key to victory for Norman Jr. You couldn't let Haney get confident with that jab, get into a rhythm. You have to apply early pressure, get the respect of Haney, but it's the other way around right now. Haney got the respect of the assassin.
Norman seems to already be getting a little desperate. He just won a wing the left hook from way out of range.
I was going to say, he just doesn't seem to be able to find the combination to Haney's safe right now. Doesn't know what really to do.
This round 6, opening coming up. You see what I'm saying? Listen, these are rookies. These amateur, you shot is wide. That's what I told you. Relax. For a 12-round fighter, you missed 36 minutes. When you trained, I didn't see you.
Devin Haney boxing perfectly with that jab. That's a delayed right hand right there. Slight pause when he threw that jab. Just to open up way, an avenue for that right hand. Beautiful shot. Boxing. Norman Jr. in circles, keeping the fight in the middle of the ring, following the game plan to perfection is Devin Haney.
Do you understand? Are you locked in? Are you locked in? All you have to do is move. He does not want to trade with you. Feel that shit. That's how he keeps catching. You have to punch.
Seconds out. Round 6.
Let's check in with Malik Scott. What are you seeing up there, Malik?
Well, first of all, right off the rip, I noticed when the first round came, Devin Haney wasn't in flight. He stood center a bit. He was taking steps around, making circles around Norman, but he held his ground. I really wasn't shocked with the check left hook that he connected with Norman, because Norman is so front foot heavy and he's so gung-ho that he come across a bit novice and got his chin in front of his knee during this offense. And a boxer like Devin Haney, you can't afford to do stuff like that with, or you're running to check left hooks. And now if you notice, Devin Haney is trying to catch him with good full right hands. He still have to be alert. He still have to be careful, because we know Norman Jr. got this. He got the equalizer in his left hand. So right now what Haney is doing, all he has to do, to me, he should use his jab a lot more. He should use his jab a lot more.
That's the way to do it, man. The jab, he's trying to set him up with that right hand. That left hook has been magic for Devin Haney. Patience and discipline if you're Haney right now. Norman Jr. will get frustrated, will make the mistake. Let him run into those shots.
What would you do now if you're Norman? He keeps rushing forwards, winging shots, hasn't really thrown any combinations, hasn't gone to the body much.
You got to double and triple your way in.
Shot to the body.
You got to jab your way in and dig the body, just like he did right there. He has to make this fight physical. He can't outbox a brilliant boxer like Haney. You're going to have to outfight the boxer now.
You know, we talked earlier about the massive disparity in experience here. Haney said he was going to show Norman the levels to this game. So far, he's been right.
Total punches landed, 37 for Haney, 25 for Norman Jr. Norman Jr.'s thrown about 85 punches more. Look at the jabs thrown for Norman Jr., 126. just hasn't been able to land. It's got to be so frustrating for Norman Jr. on a lot of levels. Not only has he been dropped, his nose might have been broken. It's tough to breathe. He can't seem to land on Haney. And Haney's not running, Mike.
Not at all. Haney's standing right there in the pocket, fighting Brian Norman. And again, I think he's going to have to make Brian Norman pay some more, too, like he has.
I won't be surprised if Haney hurts Norman Jr. with a jab. Norman Jr. is keeping his head in the same line of fire against one of the best jabs in the business.
And Norman made that same mistake when he won the title against Giovanni Santian, another brawler. He got hit with a lot of shots when he was backing up, keeping his head on the center line. Yep. But that was a different class of fighter.
No head movement by Norman Jr. You can't slip that jab, you're just going to run into it looking for power.
We were wondering how Haney's punch resistance would be at this weight. I don't recall him taking a big power punch yet to the face. Let's hear now from Anthony Yard's trainer, Tunde, who's with Claudia.
We're here with Tunde, and everything is said and done, and you're just a few minutes away from the moment of truth. What are your thoughts?
Victory. It's been a long camp, 16 weeks, and Ant is cool, calm, collected, and ready to shock the world.
Let's talk about third time is the charm. This would be the third time that he's looking for that opportunity to take the title with him.
Absolutely. I think it says more about his will, his resilience, and the fact that you fall down once, you get up. You fall down twice, you get up. You fall down 3 times, you get up, but this time you stay up.
Last minute prediction.
A win.
How?
We really have to wait and see.
We look forward to it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Seconds out, round 7.
Devin Haney, who entered this fight as a slight underdog, I believe maybe an underdog for the first time in his career, does not look like that at all.
Not at all. And Ryan Garcia is about to win some big money if the fight keeps going as it has. And again, if Haney can win this fight and Ryan Garcia can win the fight he said he's doing next against Mario Barrios, I think that Haney-Garcia rematch down the line is one of the biggest in all of boxing time.
Devin Haney starting this round more aggressive.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh, and that paid dividends. The 1-2, as sweet as you like.
I wouldn't doubt if Bill Haney in the corner of Haney told him put a little bit more pressure on Norman Jr., put him on the back foot.
A moment ago, Haney just sat down and fired a massive left hook that just missed.
And this is so odd, Sergio, because let's be honest, Haney has always been safety first, right? Even when he dropped programs you mentioned earlier, he just didn't want to make any mistakes. Tonight, he's going for broke in a lot of these exchanges.
Maybe we're seeing a different version of Devin Haney from now on. He got dropped with Ryan Garcia 3 times. He ran a little bit too much. He boxed a little bit too much against Ramirez. Maybe those criticism turned Devin Haney into the monster that we wanted.
And Haney just looks so much bigger than normal, doesn't he? He looks like a new human being in there.
Bigger, better, stronger, smarter. Look at that check hook right there.
But again, Norman Jr. does have the great equalizer if he can just land it. But so far, it's looked like a
not tonight,
yeah,
Todd.
Not tonight,
right.
Man.
He's a step behind and a punch behind.
He's trying to land it, though. But, yeah, Haney keeps ducking under it, moving out of the way of it. Oof.
Man, there's so many big fights in this division. You mentioned Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz Jr.
Devin Haney better stay in the pocket and not pull his chin back. He almost got caught with a wide left hook from Norman. There you go. Punch it up.
There's a Boots a division up. Excuse me. He's moved up the weight.
Finally see a little light in the offense of Norman Jr. right now in the last minute or so. He needs to continue going. Try to turn this fight around in the second half.
I think this is what Norman needs to do, right? Make it more of an ugly fight, try to establish himself on the inside, rest a little bit.
It doesn't need to be ugly, just more aggressive. You know, punch in the while Haney's trying to get some rest on the inside. Punch with the free hand if you're Norman Jr. Don't let him clinch.
But at range, he's just getting pieced up with that jab.
Yes, he is. That's why Norman Jr. needs to break that range. He needs to double and triple his jab to get inside and then dig away at the body of Haney.
Norman Jr. 28-0
There's that left hook that he dropped Sasaki with, but not Haney tonight.
And since it is after midnight, today is Brian Norman
in this next round because he needs to do something in the second half.
Yeah, and you think about when Devin Haney fought Jorge Linares, he hurt him pretty bad and then got reckless and then got hurt himself.
Yeah, look at that. Was what, at the end of the 11th round, Haney kind of wobbled his way back to the corner, but survived the 12th.
Yep.
Norman Jr. needs to get out of the line of fire of that jab, so he needs to start moving his head to the left or to the right. He can't keep it in the center because Haney's going to keep piecing him up with that long jab. See right there, Norman Jr. should be moving his head and roughing him up just like that. Punch with the free hand, punch out whatever Haney is giving you. See, double and triple your way in. Jab your way in if you're Norman Jr. You can't be posturing in front of a guy with a wicked fast jab like Haney. But you can see that Norman Jr. is respecting something.
Oh, nice right hand and the left there from Norman Jr. He still got life.
For some reason, Haney's pretty much abandoning the jab in the first minute of this round.
If you're just tuning in, Devin Haney dropped Brian Norman Jr. in round 2. He's busted up his nose, has won basically every round. But Norman Jr., as Sergio mentioned, may have found a second wind. The last round was maybe his best.
And this is continuing off that success. And he's coming in now with a 2-1, which is taking away the left hook, the check hook of Haney. That's very smart adjustment by Brian Norman Jr. Instead of coming in with a 1-2, he's coming in with a 2-1.
Stop.
3 straight KO wins for Brian Norman Jr., Giovanni Sentian, Derek Cuevas, and Jin Sasaki.
There we go. That's what I want to see from Norman Jr. You got to make this rough. You're in there with an artist. You can't try to outbox a boxer like Devin Haney. You got to rough him up.
There's the jab, Mike Coppinger. There's more footwork from Haney. We're more accustomed to seeing that. Stick and move.
See, Norman Jr. started off this round good, but now he's letting Haney get back into the rhythm. Got to take that rhythm away from him. Take that jab away. Rough him up. Punch at anything that Haney's giving you. Ooh, just missed with that right hand is Haney.
Norman told Haney in the build-up to this, he goes, I dare you to stand in the pocket with me. For the most part, Haney's done that.
Yes, he has. Not flat-footed in the pocket, but he's been in front of Norman Jr.
Nice feint from Haney. Tried to get him to walk into it. There is the Mexican monster. He'll be going for broke in our main event. Sergio, what do you expect to see from Benavidez tonight?
I think he's going to want to put on a show. Same thing with Yard. Both these guys got big power. That man has speed and power. Yard has experience and power. I don't see this fight going the distance, man. Way too much dynamite on both sides.
You understand me? Whip that shit on him. He's there to be hit by. You understand what I'm saying? Hit him with this shit. You hear me? The world is yours. Lock in. This is it, baby. This is it. Let's get it. You feel me? We going home with that belt. You heard me? We going home with that belt. You know what? Make it deep. So we got 4 more rounds. 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 4 more rounds. Take this nigga out of here. Make it rough. Take it out of here, but I need you to clean.
Seconds out, round 9.
It's round 9. Let's check in with Malik Scott. Malik, do you see a way back into this fight for Brian Norman Jr.?
Well, first of all, what I want to say, the most important punch in boxing is the jab, correct? And yes. Brian Norman Jr. has a very hard front foot jab, but what he lacks is jab defense. And he can make small adjustments with his head. He needs to get his head off the center with the jab, so Haney is just not hitting him with a jab. And in my opinion, Haney needs to throw more jabs to set up bigger offense times that he wants. It's a very good fight. I believe Norman is still in it, but I also believe that Haney got to stay alert and stay switched on because at any time that hook can land and it could be night over.
So there's still a chance for Norman Jr.
Yeah, he's showing flashes of what makes him dangerous, but Malik's right. I mean, he keeps his head in the line of fire. He's not moving side to side. He's not trying to make Haney miss and pay with that right hand or that jab. But that's what happens when that power gets good to you. When you're used to knocking out everything you touch, you forget about defense, you forget about upper body movement, forget about footwork. The power gets good to you.
I honestly thought that was a pretty good round 8 for Norman, and good advice from his father.
It was good round 7 and 8. You know, momentum's shifting a little bit, but you know, you can expect this. This is a world champion, that Norman Jr. See right there, you can see how heavy the feet are of Norman Jr. and not as athletic. Once he misses the first 2 punches, he squares up and falls off balance. Punchers need to be flat-footed. They need to, you know, dig their heels in the ground to get all that power. That works whenever you're dealing with flat-footed punchers and flat-footed boxers. But now when you're dealing with fleet-footed fighters like Devin Haney.
There's a left hook there from Norman Jr., but he's throwing at Sergio. Oh, and that caught him there.
The same 2-1 that he landed earlier.
Again, Norman Jr. Maybe.
Yep, I'm seeing what I need to see from Norman Jr. This is what I expected early in the fight. But the fight got taken out of Norman Jr. with that knockdown too early.
And the referee warns Brian Norman for sticking his forearm into Haney's neck, but I think it's a good move. We've got to make this a rougher fight.
Yep, good body shot there by Norman Jr.
It's a Floyd Mayweather special.
Good jab there from Devin Haney. Might have been a clash of heads as Norman Jr. kind of rushed in there. Best round of the night for Norman?
The last 2 rounds, I would say, are pretty good from Norman Jr., but this is definitely the best one. Maybe the last 3 rounds.
Claudia Trejos is with ring ambassador Hamza Shiraz.
Thank you, Todd. Yes, as always, Hamza very sharp. This fight, very tight, very close. Who do you have?
I've got Devin up because of the knockdown. I feel like if he gets a little bit more aggressive, he could potentially get Brian out of there. But yeah, let's see what happens.
And for the main event, Benavidez or Yard?
I've got Benavidez to win. Yard's a fellow Ilford from the same area. Hopefully he can pull it off, but I've got Benavidez to win.
And I know there's plans for you for 2026. Can you share with us?
Hopefully I'll be back out here in the early part of next year, hopefully in a big fight. Anyone in the 168-pound division, Hamza Shiraz has got him on notice.
Any name?
No names yet, no names yet.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back. Thank you so much.
Very much, thank you.
All right, we're heading into round 10. Can the birthday boy come back into this fight after being dropped and nearly stopped in round 2?
Well, I need to continue this momentum. I don't know if Haney's just taking off some rounds or Norman Jr.'s finding some success in his offense.
Well, you said you gave the first round to Norman Jr. and probably the last 2.
Maybe the last 3. So yeah, I mean, with another successful round by Norman Jr., this fight might be tightening up. But I'm seeing life in Norman Jr. That's all I wanted to see because he was dropped early and he was being dominated in the middle.
Well, yeah, I've given Brian Norman the last 2 rounds, as you see right there. Gave him the first round as well, so fight tightening up a little bit, but Haney's fight to lose.
Surprised Haney hasn't decided to be more aggressive. Sergio just kind of leaned back a little bit.
I'm surprised he's been this aggressive, you know, but this is what he said he was going to do after his last fight with Ramirez, where he was just skittish and boxing, running a little bit too much. He ain't running no more. He's boxing, he's fighting. It's a great performance by Devin Haney.
You saw the fan zone has it 88-82. There was a left hook from Devin Haney. Norman ate that one pretty well. Either way, you got to believe Norman Jr. has to win these last 3 rounds if he wants to have any chance.
Oh, yeah.
Probably needs a knockdown, too.
Devin Haney kept saying all week, just wait until you see what I do. Just wait. In the first half of the fight, he was as good as gold, no doubt. The assassin trying to creep his way back into it.
Yeah, but the assassin is worried about the firepower coming back. Credit to Devin Haney for checking this monster, man. I mean, this was supposed to be the boogeyman at welterweight. And Devin Haney is controlling him, dominating him.
Norman Jr. turned pro at 17, fought in Mexico for 13 of his first 14 bouts.
Both these guys made their bones in Mexico.
Yeah, they did it the hard way.
Both guys trained by their fathers who have been exchanging a war of words for a few months now.
And look at him, still putting a lot of power behind that right hand. Still wanting to hurt Norman Jr. Haney has done everything right. Kept the fight in the middle of the ring, not overexerted himself, stayed off the ropes. Hasn't let Norman Jr. get any kind of confidence. And of course that jab, that brilliant jab of Devin Haney.
We're going into 11.
Going to 11.
Going into 11.
Yes.
Well, you need to watch around. Listen. I ain't working enough. All right. Go for broke. All right. You know what I mean?
It's time to let them fly. It's time to chill around, baby.
You understand me? You have to not smother yourself.
Connor Ben, interested observer. He's an option at 147.
No question. You know, just beat Chris Eubank Jr. at 160 pounds, but 147 is his best weight, and he told me last week that he will be going back there straight away.
And falling asleep on the shoulder of Eddie Hearn there.
And don't forget, Connor Ben and Devin Haney, no love lost there.
Nothing to fall asleep, man. This is a brilliant performance by Devin Haney. And in the corner of Brian Norman Jr., Sr. just told him, you better go for broke.
Yeah, he tried to whisper it that we couldn't hear, but our DAZN microphone doing a great job. And he does need to go for broke. You know, stranger things have happened too. If I'm Devin Haney, I wouldn't say I've got this in the bag yet by any means.
No, you never want to get on your bike just because you think you're up on the scorecards. We've seen it fight one too many fighters.
Oh, yeah.
De La Hoya against Trinidad, of course.
I was going to say that he was literally running around the ring. Haney's not doing that yet, but we're getting a lot of these awkward exchanges where the judges could be like, I'm going to give the round to Norman Jr.
I've given the last 3 rounds to Norman Jr.
Yeah, I think he's done well in the second half. It's a little bit Norman Jr. and it's a little bit Haney taking his foot off the gas.
But why do you think Haney did step off the gas?
Because he's dominated the first half of the fight, and he's not known as a knockout puncher. He's not known to taking guys out. I think he's comfortable with the lead, but he should still not be too comfortable with these championship rounds.
There's been a lot of hype around Devin Haney since a young age, a 7-time national amateur champion. He had a record of 130-8 before he turned pro at age 17, and a chance tonight to become a 3-weight world champion.
Incredible, man. I mean, the run that Devin Haney's been on since he fought Gamboa back in 2020. I mean, he's fought 8 out of 9 of his fights for world champions. Incredible resume that he's putting together.
No question. I mean, went over to Australia and beat George Kambosos twice for the undisputed lightweight championship. Obviously, you know, the best win of his career. Many people didn't think he won it. I thought he won it against Vasily Lomachenko. And he's on his way to another win right here.
But there was always a fear, how would Devin Haney do against another heavy-handed puncher after Ryan Garcia dropped him 3 times? He's shown tonight he's not scared to engage.
Not only that, but against a bigger fighter moving up in weight. So now you can't question Devin Haney's heart, chin, power, because he's in there with probably the biggest puncher at 147, and he's definitely taming this monster.
This crowd still showing life, despite the fact that we are in the wee hours of the morning. 5 a.m. here in Riyadh.
A good little sneaky body shot by Haney on the inside.
Yeah, Norman keeps getting inside, smothering his punches, and then clinching. probably not the game plan his corner wants to see.
I'm disappointed in Norman Jr.'s upper body movements. Way too stiff, making it easy for Devin Haney to land that jab just right down the pipe. You got to be elusive with your upper body. You got to break that distance with snappy, quick jabs. You got to go to the body, stop the movement, the lateral movement of Devin Haney. But Norman Jr. just continues just moving in the same direction without moving his upper body.
This when you put it out on the phone. When chipping away at it, right? That's speeding the clock up, right? That's taking his gas. If he was a bad motherfucker like they said he was, he would have came and got out. Now listen, Alex, what? Alex. No, you ain't getting hit with shit. Ain't no motherfucker nothing.
You gonna be desperate. I'm not talking smart.
Okay, I love you. Now, listen. Protect Combs' money. Okay? All right? Now.
Cruz into the finish line with that jab, but he's still in the face of Norman Jr., still being physical.
There's a left hand for Norman. But again, just gets too close and they clinch up. You'd like to see Norman land some of those punches and take a step back. Got to go for broke. That's what his dad told him to do.
Body shot by Norman Jr. Maybe a little bit too late for him.
Bill Haney telling his son to stop playing.
Yeah, because he's getting a chance to Norman Jr. to land something on the inside. Keep boxing. Keep the fight in the middle of the ring. Why fight Norman Jr.'s fight? Keep sticking that jab. Keep busting him up right in the middle of the ring. Cruising to the finish line. See right here, Haney Jr. should be walking back Norman Jr. Not only killing the clock, but killing the legs of a fatigued fighter, a fatigued puncher in Brian Norman Jr.
Couple body strikes there from Haney. Minute to go, final round.
Like you said, Sergio, once again, he's just smothering his own shots.
Squaring up. It seems like Norman Jr. has resigned and trying to do something, trying to get a knockout, last minute heroic knockout. See right here, Norman Jr. should be letting those hands go, the fists fly, and he's content just wrestling and grappling with Devin Haney.
Bill Haney telling Devin to tie his ass up.
Yeah, no. There you go, Mike.
It looks like Norman Jr.'s tying him up too.
Tie him up and walk him back. That's what you do. Monsters hate being walked back. Let's put in cruise control now, Haney. You can move laterally, cruising to the finish line. What a perfect performance by someone that everyone questioned. The critics had a lot to say. We had a lot to say. Can he take the punch at 147? Can he win in another division against the biggest puncher at welterweight? This is perfection. What a beautiful masterclass by the Dream.
Go ahead and book it, Devin.